What's up, everybody? I'm the King Comedy. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It is the newest animation Spider-Man movie. The second one from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Sorry on the late review. I know this movie's been out for almost a week now. I actually saw it Friday, but I saw it very late, and two, I was just very busy this past weekend to talk about it. And you know, it's been a couple of days since I've seen it, I'm not really gonna be able to talk about much I saw in the movie because I forgot a little bit of what happened. I'm planning on seeing it again, so I'm just gonna go ahead what I thought about the movie and what my personal thoughts was. First of all, let me just say this movie was epic. I mean, this movie took the multiverse and Spider-Man, at least the whole Spider-Man animation thing they've been doing with this and Into the Spider-Verse into a whole nother level, okay? I mean, this movie, it's not even just the fact of how action-packed it was. What really touched me about this movie was the fact that Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy, the troublesomes that they were dealing personally. We know Spider-Man deals with a lot of personal issues. And for them to tap in and show the real struggle of them being Spider-Man and the real personal struggles of life that they had with their families, it really, really was very intriguing. Gwen Stacy's going back and forth with her father because her father believes that, she killed Peter Parker and stuff like that. Miles Morales is struggling to, impress his family. He's struggling to do things for them. And that's just generally typically Spider-Man in general. We've seen this in numerous Spider-Man movies, especially Spider-Man 2 back in 2004 with Tobey Maguire. The struggles of him being Spider-Man is real. And the one thing that I always wanted the Spider-Man with Tom Holland to kind of pitch in was him showing how the struggles of him being Spider-Man. Now, they did show it a lot in No Way Home because when his identity was revealed, his life really turned around for the worse. But they didn't really tap into much of showing how Tom Holland Spider-Man, his struggles of being with. Even with Andrew Garfield, at least, him trying to keep it a secret from Aunt May, especially in the second one, at least it showed a little bit. It didn't show much, but it did show a little bit. It didn't really show much in Tom Holland Spider-Man, but the truth of the matter is this movie was just epic, y'all. The animation, y'all, let me just say about the animation, was very, very amazing. And it's kind of making people like me be like, maybe Marvel should dive into more of these animations because the stuff they can express, the way they can make these movies in this universe with this animation, it's second to none. It really is. And it's just so amazing. Shameik Moore as Miles Morales. Once again, he just does a perfect job. Haille Steinfield as Gwen Stacy did a good job. My favorite character was really Spider-Man 2099. I mean, this man really, really was just carrying the story with his emotions and his determination to keep this whole, big Spider-Man society, at bay, you know what I'm saying? It was really good to see him show this determination to get it done. And, and all these characters, numerous cameos. But the one thing that I really did, and I was actually kind of scared about this. This is the one thing I do remember going into this movie. I was very afraid that this movie was really going to depend on cameos because there is a lot of people in this movie. Now, granted, not all of them say things and not all of them do things, but there is a lot of people in this movie. And I thought that maybe it was going to be a bad sign to have all these characters and a lot of cameos, and they was pretty much going to have that carry the movie. Thank God that did not happen. That is not the case at all. They do not have these cameos carry the movie. You got some, like Spider-Man Noir, comes in and stuff like that, and numerous other Spider-Mans and whatever, but I'm glad this movie did not depend on that because kind of honestly, had that been the case, it would have really dragged down like crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's really one thing that can really get a audience really bored is if you continuously do the same thing over and over and over again of the same tactic, and that will really just drag the movie out really long. This movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes, by the way. And for some people, you probably be like, for an animation, that's pretty long. I want to say I really wish this movie was longer because where it ends, I'm not going to spoil anything. This is a non-spoiler review. I don't like being that kind of person. But I will admit, where it ends, it's kind of just like, wait, you ended right there? Really? Are you serious? You know what I'm saying? That was my reaction. In fact, that wasn't even just my reaction. That was everyone's reaction when we was at the theater. Everyone was all like, wait, you ended right there? Really? But again, you know, this movie was just flat out epic. In the end, guys, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, you know, I think it is even better than Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. You know what I'm saying? I think this movie has to be one of the best Spider-Man movies ever. You know what I'm saying? And again, I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man verse. I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe. I even give love to Andrew Garfield. But really, if you want me to be honest, Miles Morales' whole Spider-Man animation verse, I think honestly it's the best Spider-Man Spider-Man, you know, Marvel Cinematic Universe universe that we had. You know what I'm saying? I really think that this is the best Spider-Man movie I have seen. And I thought No Way Home took the cake because of how much it tapped into Spider-Man. But I really think Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse really is that movie. I see a lot of people watching this over and over and over again. I can easily see this being everyone's favorite Spider-Man movie, if you want my honest opinion. I can see this really being that case. You know, guys, in the end, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was very entertaining. It was very funny. The dialogue was amazing. The dialogue between characters, especially Miles Morales and his parents. You really see a little more of Miles Morales and his parents kind of interact with each other, at least especially in the first half of the movie. And for that to be so, for you to see really how his family interacts, it was kind of really, really heartwarming and entertaining and just darn right funny. That's something you didn't really see across Into the Spider-Verse. You saw him interact with his dad a little bit, but you never really saw the family heartwarm and how this family, you know, meshes together. You never saw that in Into the Spider-Verse, but Across the Spider-Verse, you see a lot of that. And again, that's one of the reasons, like I said earlier, personally wise, I really think Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is better than Into the Spider-Verse. Guys, in the end, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It is really good. You're going to have a great time. And, you know, I cannot wait to see what they're going to do fast forward with this. So I just want to say that, you know, if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on IG at KingSonic15. And enjoy the rest of your day, guys.